You finish a lecture, close your laptop, and feel like you captured everything. The slides are organized, every sentence looks clean, and your notes are searchable. Then the exam arrives, you open those notes, and somehow the material feels strangely unfamiliar. You recognize the words, but you cannot explain the ideas without looking at the screen. If that has happened to you, the problem may not be that you studied too little. It may be the way you recorded the information in the first place. Typing your notes feels efficient because you can keep up with a fast professor, capture almost every detail, and avoid the frustration of messy handwriting. But there is a hidden trade-off. When your fingers are focused on copying information as quickly as possible, your brain may have less reason to decide what actually matters. Handwriting forces a different process. You have limited space, limited speed, and limited patience. You cannot realistically write every sentence, so you have to listen, understand, choose, and compress. That small limitation can change what happens in your head while the lecture is still happening. Imagine a professor explaining why a historical event happened. With a laptop, you might type nearly every sentence, the date, the names, the causes, the consequences, and the example the professor gives. Your page becomes impressively complete, but complete is not the same as understood. You may leave class with 10 pages of information and almost no mental structure connecting those facts. Now imagine taking the same lecture by hand. You hear the explanation, but instead of racing to reproduce every word, you write something like, main cause, economic pressure, public unrest, political change. You just turned a stream of speech into a relationship between ideas. That relationship is harder to capture, but far easier to think about later. And this is where the difference becomes important. The real question is not, which tool is better, a notebook or a laptop? The better question is, what is your brain doing while you take notes? If typing helps you actively process, organize, and question the lecture, it can be useful. If typing becomes transcription, it can create the illusion of learning because your notes look thorough. Handwriting is not automatically magical either. You can mindlessly copy from a textbook with a pen just as easily as you can mindlessly type. The advantage comes from the mental work required to select and reshape information. So before you change your entire study system, notice what happens during your next lecture. Are you recording the professor's words, or are you trying to understand the professor's ideas? That distinction seems small, but it may explain why some students spend hours reviewing notes that never truly became their own. And once you notice that, the real advantage of handwritten notes becomes much easier to see. Because the value is not sitting inside the pen or paper, it is happening in the decisions your brain makes while listening and selecting. And those decisions become especially important when the lecture gets complicated. Think about a biology professor explaining a process with several steps. If you type every sentence, you might feel productive because your screen keeps filling with information. But your attention can quietly shift from understanding the process to keeping up with the speaker. You are listening, but part of your brain is constantly asking, did I get that sentence? Did I miss anything? Can I type this fast enough? By the end, you may have an impressive transcript without having built a clear mental model. Handwriting naturally slows that process down. You have to decide what deserves space on the page. Maybe you draw arrows instead of complete sentences. Maybe you circle one key term, connect two ideas, or write a question mark beside something confusing. Those tiny choices are not wasted time. They are part of learning because you are transforming information instead of simply storing it. But there is another problem students often miss. Notes are not supposed to be the final product. They are supposed to help you think after the lecture ends. A beautifully typed page can actually become a trap if it makes you believe the work is finished. You look at 12 pages of organized notes and think, I covered everything. Then, during exam week, you reread those same pages and mistake familiarity for recall. The words look familiar because you have seen them before, but recognition is much easier than producing an answer from memory. This is why the strongest note-taking system is not really about choosing paper over a laptop. It is about making your notes useful for retrieval later. After class, close the notes and ask yourself what you can explain without looking. What was the main idea? What caused what? Which concept connects to another? Where would your professor probably place a tricky question on the exam? If your notes help you answer those questions, they are doing their job. If they only help you recognize sentences, they may be giving you false confidence. And this creates a surprising middle ground. You do not necessarily have to abandon typing. A laptop can be incredibly useful for speed, accessibility, organization, diagrams, and searching through large amounts of material. The problem begins when speed becomes the goal instead of comprehension. You can even combine both methods. Type only the essential structure during a fast lecture, then later rewrite the hardest concepts by hand from memory. That second step forces you to reconstruct the material, rather than simply reread it. Suddenly your notebook is no longer a storage device. It becomes a test of what you actually understand. And that may be the biggest shift of all. The best notes are not the notes that contain the most information. They are the notes that make your brain do the most useful work. They should make studying easier because they expose gaps, not hide them behind pages of polished information and neat detail. So what should you actually do the next time you walk into a lecture? Start by changing the goal. Do not try to leave with a perfect record of everything your professor says. Try to leave with a map of what matters. Before class, if you already have slides or assigned reading, glance through them so the lecture is not your first exposure. During class, listen for explanations, connections, examples, and anything the professor emphasizes or repeats. Write those ideas in your own language. If you need to type because the lecture moves quickly, that is fine. Resist the temptation to become a human transcription machine. Leave gaps when necessary. Mark confusing sections with a symbol. Write questions. Capture the structure instead of chasing every sentence. Then comes the step that can change how useful your notes become. Later that day, close your laptop or notebook and reconstruct the main ideas from memory. Do not copy your notes word for word. Take a blank page and try to explain the lecture as if you were teaching it to someone who missed class. If you get stuck, that is not a sign that the method failed. That moment is the information you needed. It shows you exactly where your understanding is weak. Now, return to your notes. Fill the gap and try again. This turns note-taking from passive recording into an active feedback system. You can even make handwritten notes more powerful by changing what you put on the page. Instead of writing long paragraphs, use arrows, comparisons, questions, diagrams, and short explanations. If a concept has 3 causes, connect them visually. If 2 theories are easy to confuse, place them side by side and write the difference in your own words. Your page does not need to look beautiful. It needs to make sense to you when the exam is approaching and your brain is tired. And if you prefer typing, do not treat that preference as a problem. The goal is not to force every student into one method. Some lectures, courses, or accessibility needs make digital notes the better choice. What matters is whether your method requires you to process information. A typed note that says, "Why does this happen?" can be more valuable than a handwritten page containing 300 copied words. So maybe typing your notes is not costing you learning. Mindless typing is, and handwriting is not automatically better either. The real cost comes from confusing recording with understanding. The next time your notes start filling up faster than your brain can process them, slow down and ask one question. If I had to explain this without looking, could I? If the answer is no, that is your signal to stop collecting information and start working with it. Your notes do not need to remember everything for you. They need to help you remember it yourself. That is the difference between notes that document a lecture and notes that actually prepare you for an exam.